everyone, how are you all? You good? Excellent. Now I'm going to do a look for you today, incorporating what has quickly become my favourite face palette to use in spring. And it is the By Terry, it's quite reflective packaging, isn't it, that? It's the By Terry Brightening CC palette, and this one is in the shade Sunny Flash. Now look at that packaging, isn't that absolutely beautiful? It's completely gorgeous. Now, I got this palette on the plane in November last year when I was going on holiday, so I actually got it duty free. You can still get it. I saw it in Space NK last week, and it is on Cult Beauty and Look Fantastic as well. It's £52, and inside it you get the most beautiful shades. You've got a lovely bronzer here. You've got two blushes. We've got a lovely light pink and more of a deeper pink. And you've got this powder, which you can either use as a face powder, a finishing powder, or as a very subtle highlighter, which is how I like to use it. But look, they've got a beautiful embossing on them. It's like a rose, and they're actually scented as well, these powders. They actually smell of roses. I think they've got some sort of rose oil in them or something, but it's just absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Now, if you don't like fragrance in your makeup, I don't think this will be for you. But if you quite like it, it's just beautiful. And of course, you've got a lovely mirror as well here, which I won't point at you because it'll blind you, but it is one of those that stands up on its own as well, so I really like that. So yeah, I think these colours are ideally suited for spring. Now, as I said, I did get them on the plane in November when I went on a holiday, and I knew then that through the winter months I'm probably not going to get that much wear out of it, but come the spring and the summer, I'll be getting this out and I'll be using the heck out of it. I said to myself on the plane. And I found it goes really nicely with the Natasha Denona mini Starlette palette. So the pinks and the purples in this, I find they really complement nicely. So I'm going to be using that as well in today's look so that you can just see how well they all go together. Now let me just do some swatches on my hand for you. So we've got this lovely bronzer here. Now they're all really smooth, they're soft, they're luminous, they're creamy. I think the idea of the CC palettes that By Terry do is that they're all very brightening. CC and the CC creams traditionally stood for colour correcting, didn't it? So I don't know about that with these. I don't know if they actually do any colour correcting, but look at the sheen on that. They are definitely brightening, definitely luminous. This lighter shade here has a little bit more of a shimmer. I think it's actually got some little micro glitters in it, but very soft, subtle glimmers. You can see that's probably more of a highlighty blush, isn't it, that one? And then this shade here, the powder or the highlighter as I use it. I'm not sure if that'll show up so much, but it just gives a lovely glow on the face. I think it's absolutely stunning, this palette. And so I'm going to do my face with this and just show you how I wear it in the spring. Now let's put the old headband in, keep the hair out the face. And I'm going to start with the foundation that I've been wearing the most in the spring, which has been my Dior Forever Skin Glow foundation. Yeah, give it a little shake. It's either been this or my Armani Luminous Silk that I've been wearing, because even though I've got combination skin and I can get quite oily, I don't know, lately I've been enjoying having a little bit more of a glow in my base products. So yeah, when we get more into summer and it gets hotter, I do tend to get more oily then. So that's probably when I'll revert back to my more mattifying products. If I know myself, that's usually the way. Yeah, so how are you all doing then? How's your spring going? Have you found some favourite products that you like to use at this time of year? If so, let me know. Let me know in the comments what they are for you. I'm always interested to hear what other people are using as well. It's not just about me, is it? Right, gorgeous foundation this. I love that fresh sort of floral smell that Dior has in its foundation products. Really nice. I need a bit more on my chin. Blend this in with my fingers, as I usually do. If you've seen me before, you'll know all about that. I do usually prefer to use my fingers for foundation. I just get a smoother finish, I find. And I'll just put another bit on this side just to cover that redness there. Yeah, lovely. So it's just so smoothing, isn't it, this? And you can see how it has evened out my skin tone and just covered any imperfections. Really, really been enjoying using that. Now I'm going to use my latest favourite concealer, and it's the Estée Lauder Doublewear, the new one. And I did do a video on this a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it. Absolutely love it. It's incredible. It's so good. Nice big chunky applicator, but you've still got a nice fine point on the end, so you can be as precise as you want. Just get in there to the bits that you want to brighten. The staying power on this is amazing as well. I'm going to use it on my lids as a bit of an eyeshadow primer too, because it just works so well as a primer on your lids. Because it is a soft matte finish, if you do get oily, which I can do sometimes, I can get oily lids as well sometimes, this really controls that oil, and I don't find it creases or anything like that around my eyes. So if you saw my review on it, you'll know all about that. If not, I will link it in the description box below, so that when you've finished watching this video, you can go back and watch my review on this concealer, because I was really impressed with it. And I compared the doe foot applicator to some of the ones in my other favourite concealers that I use as well, and just show you how it compares. But yeah, it's so good. And for the price as well, I mean, it's huge. You get 12ml in this for about £29. It's really, really good. You see how that's brightened everything up there. Okay, now you don't have to set that concealer with powder if you don't want to, because it does set itself very well. But because I've used quite a glowy foundation, I am going to go in with some setting powder, and I'm going to use my favourite one, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder, and I have this in the shade medium. So I'm just going to go over the T-zone area with this. It's lovely finishing powder, this is. It's so blurring, it really blurs out your pores, and it can even blur out fine lines as well. It's lovely. There we go. And now let's get into this beauty here. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I can't stop looking at this packaging. It's some makeup items, they really have beautiful packaging, don't they? And you just want to keep them out on your dressing table, just because they're like an ornament, aren't they? Some of them beautiful. So I'm going to use this bronzer here just to add a bit of dimension and structure to my face, and just warm it up a bit. And I'm using my Real Techniques multitask brush with the short handle. Oh, they're so glowy, these powders. Absolutely love them. Now we're all coming out of hibernation, aren't we? During March. I do tend to hibernate during the winter. But I'm peering out through the windows now and just starting to get outside. And all the spring flowers are in bloom. It's lovely. I love this time of year. So I just go over all the high points on my face with bronzer, just where the sun would naturally hit. And look at the glow. Look at the glow that bronzer gives me. Isn't it beautiful? It's a very warm tone bronzer, this as well. So if you are somebody who is more cool toned, I'm not sure if this bronzer would be your cup of tea. But if you're neutral like I am, or if you're warm toned, or even if you're olive, I think you would like it. But if you are cool toned, I still think you would like the blushes and the other powder. So I don't know, maybe if you have a Space NK near you, go in and have a look and have a play and see what you think. So I think today I'm going to go into this lighter pink shade with my blush brush. I've got one of these angled ones. I'm going to go into that and just place that on like my cheekbone area up here. Oh, look at that. Look at the glow. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Now this is the powder that I said it does have some little micro glitters, but you can hardly, I mean, you can hardly see them, can you? It's just a very luminous powder. But if you're outside in natural daylight, you can just, you know, if you're looking closely in a mirror, you can just make them out. I don't usually like makeup with any glitter in or, you know, a lot of shimmer, but there's something different about these powders. It's just the softness of them. I absolutely love the finish of that blush. Beautiful. Now I will show you what this powder looks like as well. I'm going to use my Real Techniques setting brush, as this is the brush that I would usually use for highlighting products. So I'll just take a bit of that on the brush, tapping off the excess. And I'm just going to use it just here. Can you see that? That's just really illuminated that area, hasn't it? Really enhancing that cheekbone. Same again on the other side. Yeah, in here, just on that cheekbone area there. Wow. Love it. And I also like to go under my brow bone as well with this. Just highlight there. Really important that you do tap off the excess with this though, because you can overdo it. Wow, love that. And some people like to highlight down the centre of their nose, don't they? I don't usually, but I will today. I'm just feeling it today, don't I? There, what do you think so far? Nice, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to put this down for now. Might come back into it in a bit. But I think it's time to put some eyebrows on, isn't it? Just to go over my microblading here a little bit. To make it a little bit darker, a bit more vibrant over that, little feathery strokes. I'm using the Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil here with the spoolie end at and the pencil end. I use this in the shade 3 as well, so it's just a fairly sort of medium neutral brown, this one is. I either use this or the Anastasia Brow Wiz in taupe. The taupe has a little bit more warmth in it. This one's a bit cooler. Just brush through that. There we go, brows are on. Now then, let's put some eyeshadow on. So I did use my concealer as an eyeshadow base. So that's just neutralised any redness. It's just concealed any veins or any visible imperfections on my eyelids. So now I'm going to use this palette. It's the Starlette palette from Natasha Denona. And I think for spring, these pinky, lilac-y purple shades are lovely. And I'm going to use my MAC 217 brush here. And I'm going to go into this sort of mid-toned pink colour at the end here. Tapping off the excess. And just go over my crease area with this. And just give it a good old blend. Windscreen wiper motions, as Mrs. Tilbury tells us. Mrs. Tilbury, is she a Miss or a Mrs. Charlotte Tilbury? I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I feel like she's a Mrs., but I don't know that for sure. Does anybody know? Is there a Mr. Tilbury? Right, and on the other side, although this isn't a Mrs. Tilbury product, this is a Miss Denona. I think Natasha, is she a Miss or a Mrs? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to get myself in trouble here, aren't I? This is Natasha Denona eyeshadow today. Oh, Natasha Denona eyeshadows, the mattes especially, are beautiful. Really creamy, soft. They blend themselves. They're they're just divine. I mean, I'm sure if you're into makeup, if you're watching me, you're probably into makeup. You've probably tried these shadows and these little mini palettes as well. They are so handy if you travel or if you just don't want a massive palette in your makeup bag. They are really, really good. Now, I want to just deepen up the little outer corner a bit. So I'm going to go in with a flat brush like this into that shade there, that deeper purple colour. And I'm just going to place that just on that outer corner, just to give a bit more dimension to my eyeball. And the same again on the other side. Now, if you've watched me before, you will have heard me say that if you have green eyes, purples are the colours that you want to be using, because they really do enhance the goldy green colour in your eye. Yes, tip that I've picked up over the years there. Isn't this, I'm so impressed with this already. Now, I think I'm going to go in with this shimmer shade here on my finger. Just a little bit of that in there. And I'm going to place that in the inner corner and across the lower lid. And this will really, really bring a lot of light and life to my eye. Again, the shimmers in these palettes are also really, really creamy and just easy to apply with your finger. I don't have any fallout there. I'm going to go back in again in this eye. There. Lovely. I'm going to leave it there for the eyeshadow because this is just a fairly casual daytime look, but it's one of those daytimes where, you know, you just want to look a little bit more polished than usual. I wouldn't bother with eyeshadow just on a normal casual day. So yeah, really, really happy with that so far. Now for eyeliner, I'm going to use, it's another mauvey purpley shade, and it's one of these ones from Chanel. And this one is actually new out for spring this year, this shade. It's called Mauve Intense. And I believe this shade is limited edition. So if you like it, I'll just show you on my hand here. It's just like a nice mauvey purpley colour. Again, gorgeous with green eyes. So just hold my skin and I'm just going to go across that outer lash line area. Like that, just to make my lashes look a bit thicker, and underneath just to tight line a little bit as well. Okay, and then same again over here. Oh, I love these pencils. These pencils from Chanel and the MAC gel, what they called excess liners, really, really good. And they never transfer either. Whenever I poke myself in the eye doing eyeliner, it's always on my left eye. Why is that? I never do it on the right side. One of my funny little idiosyncrasies there. Okay, now time to curl my lashes and put some mascara on. So I'm going to go in with my Shu Uemura eyelash curlers. I've had these for many years. I have changed the pad on it though. This pink pad here isn't the original one. But you do have to change those out every so often, don't you, on these? But I would say just use whichever eyelash curler suits you and your eye shape. Mascara, Old Faithful YSL Lash Clash in waterproof. So it gives me just the right amount of length and volume, never flakes, never smudges, never looks clumpy. It's my all-time absolute favourite mascara, this one is. Love it. There we go. People ask me as well, because it's waterproof, is it difficult to take off at the end of the day? And it really isn't. If you use a good cleanser, I use a cleansing balm, it just comes straight off. You just massage the balm over your lashes and there's no pulling or tugging or anything like that. And then I rinse it off with a flannel and it just comes straight off. It is the best mascara I've ever used. Loving this eyeshadow look with this blush. Absolutely beautiful. I hope you can see me okay. I hope the lighting's okay. Now for lips, I decided that I want to use this Now, it's one of these Chanel double-ended, it's called the Ultra Tenue lipsticks, and they're really, really long-lasting lipstick that will last all day. And I decided to use this because I love the colour of this particular one. What's it called? It's Sensual Rose. And I think with the colours that I've got on my face right now, this colour will really go well. It will really complement. So it's one of those where you paint the colour on first and then you give it a minute or two and then you put the gloss on top. There you go. So I'll just give that a minute. Matches my top quite nicely, doesn't it? Right, yeah. I'm really happy with this look. I feel very, very like a tulip, you know? You get those lovely purpley pink tulips, don't you? I love those flowers. And then I'm going to open up the other side of this and apply a layer of the gloss. Feels so nice, that does, going on. And there we have it. That's my full face done. What do you think? Absolutely gorgeous. This palette for the face with this Starlette palette from Natasha Denona on the eyes. For this time of year, I think it's absolutely beautiful and I've been wearing it. Let me know, what's your favourite item of makeup for the spring? Do you have one? It'll be summer before we know it as well, won't it? And then I'll have to get all my waterproof, long wear, long lasting products out for that. So while I can for now, I'm enjoying wearing these. Well, thank you so much for being here and for watching me. If you've subscribed, thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. And if you're still here watching me and you haven't subscribed, go ahead, it's free. And you get videos like this twice a week. With me rambling on. But no, seriously, it will be absolutely lovely to have you here. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.